Well, good evening and welcome to episode number 5 of Chats with Interesting People. This is going well. And tonight, my interesting person is fabulous Krista Taylor. Krista did the Vox Talk series with Paul, who we had on last time. So I thought it would be good to get Krista on. So welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Nice to be here.
Great to see you. And so let's start off with first things first. What was your life like before Vox, before you got into it?
Before Vox, my life was, I'm a bit of a serial entrepreneur. I helped mostly female entrepreneurs to build their brands online and through networking. And just by chance, my client list was the dominant clients that I had that took up the majority of my time were retiring. And Vox landed in my world just as I was transitioning. Not in a million years was I looking for this kind of an opportunity. But it landed, and you know what? It was a blessing. It's really changed my life.
How did it land?
Well, I had a thing that I've learned was called plantar fasciitis. That's what the doctors called it. And it's like a Charlie horse in the arch of your foot. I had the added bonus of a stabbing feeling in my heel every time I put my foot down. And I had been suffering with that for 2 years. It came kind of out of nowhere. I live in downtown Toronto, so walking on concrete, I guess. But it came out of nowhere. I'd had it for 2 years. I was spending all kinds of money on everything you can think of. I had a chiropractor working on it, a massage therapist, a physiotherapist, and all of them with their different, try this, use this thing, ointments, all kinds of different things. And they said to me that they were going to start giving me needles to manage the pain. And I was like, oh no. No, more like cortisone shots.
Right, okay, injections, right.
Mm-hmm, yeah. So I was really not interested in that. And I was getting a bit frantic. And I actually, serendipitously, I guess, saw a post on Facebook from a girl I went to high school with. And she was thanking another person for sending these socks to her daughter that had helped her with this plantar fasciitis, which is what the doctors were calling my foot issue. So I messaged this girl, who I actually had we went to the same high school. I didn't really know her then. But anyways, I messaged her and said, what is she talking about? What is my friend talking about? You sent her something. It's helped her kid. Tell me. And she was like, look, try these socks. And honestly, I had a drawer full of things like that at the time. So I was like, oh, okay, one more thing to try. But also I had nothing to lose. I was like, she told me there's a money back guarantee. I'm like, okay, I'll try it. Sure, I'll try anything at this point. So I bought 3 pairs of socks from her, the little short ones. And for 5 days, I felt like I had purchased some very nice feeling socks. They made no difference whatsoever in my pain. Not at all. And she said, please just keep wearing them. And I, again, was like, what? Okay, sure, fine, I will. But, on the 6th morning, I think it was, I woke up, and I don't know if you've ever know anybody that's had this kind of pain, but anybody who has would know when you get up in the morning, it's the worst. Like putting your foot down on the ground is agonizing. And I got up in the morning, and I was out of the bedroom, and my husband said, hello? What's going on? And I just started to cry and cry and cry because I was like, I'm not in pain. Like I could feel it still. It wasn't like a miracle cure or anything like that, but I could still feel the discomfort there, but I was able to like get up and move it. And that was it. I just decided I had to share these with people for no other reason, just to help people with their sore feet. Because as I say, it's been 2 years and a lot of money. And now like $110 worth of socks fix my problem in a week. It's like I have to let everybody know about this. I just have to share it.
I was wearing 24/7 for a week.
Well, at that time when I joined in 2017, we didn't have any information about the benefits of sleeping in them at night with the REM sleep. We didn't know that yet. So I wasn't wearing them at night. I was only wearing them during the day. Now I wear them at night because now I understand all the benefits that come with wearing them during your REM sleep. But at the time, I was just wearing them from when I got up in the morning till I went to bed at night.
Mm-hmm.
And I still had phenomenal results, to my surprise.
Yeah, so even though you hadn't been sleeping with them, you were still able to get up and just what? And I take it you hadn't realized you just got up, you were doing your thing.
Yeah, I didn't even have them on yet. Like I just got up in my bare feet and off I went, and I was like, "What?" It was such a change.
Yeah, that kind of thing would be good. I mean, we were talking just before we kind of went live about people that have no reaction and how you would, well, at least initially, no reaction, and how your experience has changed how you talk to them. So talk about that.
So yeah, that's something that I remember when I first, as I say, when I first started with Vox, and they'd help me with this one thing. So I was, I can tell you that they'll help you with this one thing because that's what they helped me with, and everything else. I was watching videos of people, testimonials of people saying they'd had this, they'd had that. So I was offering it to everyone. But I did have a lot of people say, I don't feel anything. I don't feel any difference. My pain hasn't gone away at all. My pain hasn't changed. Some people were saying, I notice more discomfort in my body. And when I first was hearing that, it was alarming to me because I thought, oh, my whole point is to help people with this and it's not helping them. But what I have learned, I tell you, even just my own personal experience, what I have learned, I trust the doctors that are involved with this. I've had lots of opportunity to learn from them and to get to know them. And so I have just continued to wear the socks 24/7 since the summer of 2017. That is a thing I have decided to do. And now, hindsight, I can tell you the things that have changed for me. I had chronic knee pain since I was a kid. Like I had surgery when I was 19, and I've always had pain in my knees to the point that when I would take the subway, if I got off at an exit that didn't have an escalator and I had to go upstairs to street level, I would I would deviate my path to go find another way because walking up 2 sets of stairs would just burn my knees. I do not have that pain anymore. But that was not something that I even noticed until a year after. And it went away in a way that I didn't notice it going. It was one day I came home, my husband and I had been working a trade show at a convention center. So on the concrete floors, we'd been sharing Vox with people. And it dawned on me that normally just walking around at a trade show as a customer, my knees would be killing me from being on those concrete floors all day. But not at all. My knees were not swollen. And it started to click, 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 click. Wait a second. I can't remember the last time I even thought about my knee pain. And another big one for me is anxiety. I was diagnosed with anxiety shortly after my children were born, and I've been on medication. Yeah. Mostly due to sleep deprivation, I think, and hormone changes, because they're great. But I was put on medication for anxiety. I was also put on medication for sleep. For years, I was on sleep medication. And I do not take sleep medication anymore. And that was, I noticed, after about 18 months of wearing the socks. And again, after about a year, we learned to wear them all the time. So I started wearing them to sleep as well. But that sleep medication, I've been off since a year into wearing them. Mm-hmm. And this has been a repeat process. Like these things have happened to me, but now I'm noticing with the time that's gone by, now I'm noticing customers coming back saying, hey, I've been wearing them now for a year. I've been wearing them now for 2 years. And I noticed this, and I noticed that, and I noticed this. Could it be? Could it be? Could it be? And the answer is your body is in its best possible place to do its best work, and your body's always trying to heal you. Mm-hmm. So the longer you leave it in homeostasis with our technology, the more advantages people are seeing. It's awesome.
Yeah, I see that. So if you get somebody coming to you and they've tried it for a week, say, and they come back to you and say, really, it's not working, what do you say to them to reassure them, to keep them going?
So first of all, when I talk to people about trying this product from the beginning, I say to them, I want you to come on this journey with me. And what I want you to do is I want you to get at least 3 products so that you can put this tech on and wear it 24/7 for the next 30 days. So when you're ready to try it with me, that's the criteria. So if right now you're thinking, oh, I just want to buy one pair of socks, or I just want to buy one pair of insoles, then you're not ready yet. When you've made the decision to try this with me, it's a 30-day commitment. So if people come back to me after 10 days, I say, well, we're not at 30 days. Mm-hmm. We're going on this 30-day journey, because I don't want you, I'm not in the business of selling socks. I'm trying to help you to improve your quality of life. Mm-hmm. That's the goal, right? That's the goal for all of us that are working on this mission. So after, when people come back to me, they don't come back to me after a week now, because I've set the expectation that they understand we're doing this for 30 days. And one thing I really recommend to people that are really skeptical is I ask them, first of all, write yourself a list of all the things you would change about your wellness if you could. So it might be about your sleep. It might be about aches and pains. It might be about stamina. It might be about wanting to ditch that coffee at 3 p.m. Whatever it is for you, write it all down, take the list, fold it up, put it away. Now wear the tech 24/7 for 27 days, and then take it off. And most people won't take it off. They'll call me and say, I'm not taking it off. Are you crazy? I noticed this and this and this and this and this. Other people will be like, I'm not really sure. I'm like, take it off. But before you take it off, read your list. Just see if you notice anything. Then take it off. And, we do have a 30-day money-back guarantee, and it's okay for people to take advantage of that guarantee. It's okay. Mm-hmm. I say to people, I know it's helping you. You can go and have a brain map done, and we can see the benefits. For sure. I can show you right now how it changes your balance and stability. But if you want to return it, it's okay. The 30-day money-back guarantee is not a hoax. It's real. You can return it at 30 days if you don't want to keep it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's I do like that. That's a kind of a package that you're putting together. It's if you want to come with me, it's 3 products, and if you only want one, then you're not ready. We'll come back another day. I like that, because I suppose that would come into it. Do you get many price objections when you're doing this?
And you know what? Since I started doing, in the beginning, I didn't do that. I would sell anybody one pair of socks because I didn't have the confidence yet in what it was going to do for people.
A lot of people would be in that position.
Yeah, exactly, for sure. And the price point, if you're thinking about it as a pair of socks, is massive. And people are looking from the outside, they're looking at it. You're holding a pair of socks. It is an adjustment, but it's a mindset that what I realized is at first I would sell people a pair of socks, a pair of socks, a pair of socks. And I had these people coming back to me, and I would say, how's it going? How did, you love them? You did it. And they'd be like, minor. Every once in a while I'd have somebody like, oh yeah, but not very often at all. Most of the responses were mediocre at best. And I realized that was on me. I had to set them up for success. So it was a difficult adjustment for me to say no to people. Mm-hmm. When I have something I know can help you, and to say to them, I won't sell you that one pair of socks, or I won't sell you that one pair of insoles. And I literally have taken things out of people's hands and said, no, I'm not going to sell it to you, because it won't work the way it's intended to work. I want you to feel about it the way I feel about it. I want it to change your life. So if you're going to buy one thing, it's not going to work. I'm not going to sell it to you. And I say to people all the time, when you're ready, I'm ready. I will help you, but you need to be ready. And when you're ready, what has happened since I changed to that is people come back and they order a lot more. They order for their friends. They order for their families. Some of them join the team. But I would say since I started doing that, I can't even think of, I can think of one return that I had, but that was a change of product from one style to another. People, when they really go for it and take the opportunity to have this impact their quality of life, it will. But you have to wear
it. You talked about doing a trade show there. I've done a few events, and I often get people coming up, and they'll ask a quick question, and this is maybe my own lack of experience, but they'll ask a question about what's this, and I'll give an introductory, and then I'll say, and how much are they? And I feel that's the wrong time to start asking. I don't think you fully get yet what it does. Wrong time to be asking, because when I come out with £50, I go, ho, 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 ho. How do you handle that kind of thing?
So in that environment, normally I say to people, have you heard of this? That is my opener. Or do you want to learn about this? Is my opener. And then if they say no, they keep walking. If they say yes, then I say to them, first of all, let me show you how it will impact your balance and stability. Kick your shoes off. It takes a minute. It's a really cool experience that you can't unfeel. And then you'll get why I'm trying to educate people about this.
Mm-hmm.
So I really try as fast as I can to do the demonstration for people, because you really can't unfeel it. Once somebody has stood on our insoles or worn a patch and are become unmovable, they're listening.
Mm-hmm.
And I really, when people talk about the price, my mindset again, and it's shifted a lot since when I started. When I started, I was very sheepish about the price, but now I realize what we have. Like now, when people come to you and they cry, or their husbands cry for the results of their loved ones, people cry for the results of their loved ones, like, you realize very quickly we have something here that's worth way more than the price point on it. And the fact that it's in a sock or an insole is for simplicity. A patch, it's for simplicity, so that the mass majority of people can wear it. You know, he could have put it in anything super high tech so that only the richest of the rich could have afforded it, but he's trying to help a billion people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why it's in these simple applications. And of course, when you think about, you know, say $100, $150, pounds, when you think in those terms for socks, of course, that sounds like a lot of money. But when you talk in those terms, if you talk about 125 pounds a month for pain relief,
Mm-hmm.
you know, what are people spending on prescriptions? What are they spending on treatments? All kinds of different treatments to manage pain, or they're just suffering, and the quality of life that they're losing for being in that pain. Most people, now that I understand how impactful it will be, and I'm able to explain it to them, most people see the value.
Mm-hmm.
And if they don't, then I hope the people that can see the value.
I get that. On my first ever event, it was just a small craft fair, and I
Yeah.
had got my very small amount of stock there, and somebody came over and said it was from one of the other stallholders, and they said that their husband has got diabetic neuropathy to the point where they think he's about to lose his foot. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
said, oh, diabetic neuropathy is one of the things that we have tested on, and you know, it'd be great for him to have to try it. And oh, she went, how much are they? £50. Oh, I wouldn't pay that. And off she went. So inadvertently saying to me, £50 is way more than my husband's foot pain is worth
Yeah.
to fix. And that kind of shocked me a bit. I thought, have I not got something across here? And you know, it was my first time speaking to somebody, so I didn't really know where to go.
I think it's a big part of it is just to not be discouraged, like to understand that, I mean, there's lots of people that have walked by me, like lots of people who have walked by me and said, that's, you know, that's bogus. That's not real. But how do they know?
Mm.
We know the inventor. We
Mm-hmm.
know the science. We know the doctors who are supporting this. So why does that guy walking by, his opinion is just his opinion. It's not based on any fact at all, actually.
Yeah.
And the more people see, what I have learned with this whole idea of, you know, people have to have 3 products and then they have to commit to the 30 days with me before they even. So what has happened in that is that I have now this group, this community of customers that I have built. So it's them who bring the people in to me now. They bring me the new customers.
All
And
right.
yeah, so it's not me talking to somebody I don't know. It's them saying, go talk to Krista because she can help you. So the people come to me with the understanding that I'm there to help them. And one thing I do is I used to do trade shows like a lot. I used to spend a lot of time at trade shows. But what I realized is that it doesn't work from a financial point of view.
Mm.
Because you don't have that time to build that relationship. Now, one of my most successful places where I do holiday like markets near my cottage, I'm at the same place every week all summer, once a week.
Mm-hmm.
And my customers come. Some of them, some of them are locals. Some of them only go to the area once a year, and they come to see me each time that they come. Mm-hmm. Because I'm in the same place all the time. So building that kind of community location for a team, an associate, somebody that wants to share the product is excellent, because it's just being there for them, right? Same thing though, you can open up your home and say once a week or once every 2 weeks, we're going to meet in this location and I'm going to show people so I can demonstrate, that kind of thing. But the big trade shows now, the only ones that I do are for one that's called it's an abilities expo. It's for people that are incapacitated, to help them with their mobility. And the other one is Zoomers, which is specifically geared for seniors. And again, I have customers come back year after year because they met me there. But all the other types of trade shows, that of course the trade show is very happy to have you there because your booth is very busy, because people they do the demo and then they want to buy, and they're, if they know about it, they're buying like crazy. So the trade shows want you to be there because your booth is very interactive. But I found that I'm really more about connecting with the people and then helping their family and friends. I found that's been a much more personal way for me to connect with the people that I'm helping. And it's building loyalty as well.
It would
and trust.
Be. Yeah. So aside from referrals, where have you found to be the best place to meet prospects or potential customers?
For me, it's that repetitive community spot. Like for me, it's at the cottage, near my parents' cottage, actually. And so since 2017, I've been going to the same market once a week, every week, all summer long, for all the summers. And the people, they just keep coming back. That has been my best spot to find people. And it's the community atmosphere. The people that own cottages in the area have guests come up, they bring them to, here, come meet Krista, and they're already wearing the product, so they're telling their friends, they're bringing their friends. So anywhere that an associate can find a hub in their community where they can be, could be anything, it could be a local, like once a month fundraiser for something, or a meeting, like maybe there's a community type meeting once a month in your community where you could maybe, I don't know, donate something or do a door prize or offer something to the people that are hosting to be there. Or sometimes they already have vendor fees set up where you can pay a certain amount of money to be in their space. But I find it's the relationship building. So somewhere that you can be. For me, I know lots of people do it different ways, but for me, it's being somewhere that I can talk to people. And now, of course, with the current situation, I've transferred that to be exactly on this platform where I'm connecting with them in this way to talk to, because the building the relationships is key.
The current situation, of course, being the coronavirus lockdown, just because people are going to be watching this in the future, I would hope. We're currently in a position where we can't meet people. So right. How have you transitioned now that we've brought that up? How have you transitioned to the online platform?
I've done a lot of, I'll be available at this time to answer questions. Tomorrow night I'm hosting the beginning of a series we're calling Wearable Neurotech, Real People, Real Results. So we're going to be hosting that call. So I have 2 people coming on to give their stories. And then I'll be inviting customers to come to join that call. You're welcome to invite customers to join that call as well. And we're gonna build it out, see how it works. We'll probably use the recording to share out to people as well. But we're trying to reach people where they are, which is their living rooms, and really creating different Zoom. It's basically Zoom is the platform I'm using for the most part, just because of the capacity. But the other thing we're doing is I am doing a lot of networking. So I'm using Meetup to do with local groups that have brought their networking online. So I'm joining a lot of those to be able to connect with new people. That's how I'm finding new people. And I'm asking my customers to refer people to me. And I'm thanking my customers every single time they order. And I'm offering them online orders, specials and things like that. But it's all being pushed to online, which is different for me. I'm usually like delivering or mailing. I mail a lot of product out too, but it's a different system. And pushing people to order online is different for me, but I'm really trying to keep this face-to-face connection going.
Yeah. I'm hoping that that they let us out at some point. I mean, it's a terrible position, but it forces people to be innovative and come up with new ways of doing this.
Yeah, definitely.
So we'd gone over the trade shows. Your favorite opening line. So was that, people saying, "What is it?" Do you just go straight into wearable neurotech? Have you heard?
I almost always say to people, "Do you want to learn about it?" Because I find if they say yes, then they're committed to listening to me.
Yeah.
And if they don't, then that's fine.
Yeah, I think that has been my problem. So what's this? Oh, blah 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 blah. Thanks. So yeah, so it was. That's the kind of thing that I'm looking for.
It's a learning curve because we're so excited because we know how it's helped people, right?
Yeah.
We know that it's helped people. That we've seen the testimonials. We've seen, as you say, we've seen people jump out of chairs that couldn't before. We've seen people dancing that couldn't before. So we've seen these things. So we get so excited. But when people hear it for the first time, they're like, what? So I really try to say to them, I ask them if they want to learn, and then I try to do the demo with them. If I can't do the demo with them, I will say to them, hey, look, it's new. You haven't heard of it before because it's new. We are only 4 years old. Like, we are so new. But what it does is it triggers a neural response from those pressure points on the ball of your foot, because people understand there's pressure points on the ball of their foot. So I just say, look, it triggers those pressure points. Your nervous system responds and you feel the difference. I can show you. And if I'm not with them, I say, I can show you. And I put up a video of what that demonstration looks like. A lot of again, with the 30-day money back guarantee right now, the nice thing about, because people can order online and have the product shipped to them, I'll say to them, okay, you get it. When it gets to you, we'll do this on Zoom and I'll show you how to do the demo. So your kid, spouse, whoever it is, somebody else, if you're by yourself, then you're just going to have to trust me, but wear it anyways.
Yeah.
Wear it anyways.
That's good. Have you had a standout moment when you've put the tech on a new customer and something amazing's happened? What's your favorite?
Oh, I get asked that a lot. It's so hard to say what's my favorite. So I would say usually no, right? Like usually things like that don't happen, but every once in a while, some of my favorites are really actually the loved ones of the people that are standing on the tech. So when they get teary-eyed because they can see the improvement in the stability, it's usually in the stability. And also, one of my very favorite things is people that have balance issues, mobility issues, tend to hunch, right? And they're looking down, mostly out of fear of falling, and they often shuffle. So one of my favorite things is when people stand on the tech. So if it's insoles, for example, they stand on the insoles, and then I'll say to them, okay, before I even touch them to try to disrupt their balance, I'll say to them, okay, stand up. Stand up. And when you see people lift their chins, and their posture changes, and they just, you can tell by looking at them that they're not afraid to fall. And they just, you see the quality of their life change in front of your eyes. They're able to look up and look around, and they feel strong. That's one of my favorite things. And one funny one is I had a gentleman that happened to him. So he was by himself actually when he came to my booth, and he felt that, stood there and looked around, and so he bought the insoles and some socks, and off he went, and he went off to have lunch, and I was still at the booth when he went back by, and I hear, Krista, and I turn and look, and he waves over his head, he waves his cane at me without losing his balance at all. He's like, look at me. I'm like, oh my gosh, put the cane down. But he was so elated, and just empowered. He just felt, free. And
oh my. Yeah. I've had something similar. My best one has been the lady that, again, kind of hobbled up on a stick, and her problem, she couldn't look up without being dizzy and falling over. So stood on the insoles and did that, and she went, oh, this is great. So I thought, oh, great. I put a patch on her at that point. So and she started walking around the hall. It was in a church hall. And she started walking around, and I said, whoa, right, race you to the wall. I was kidding, but off she went. And I thought, this is amazing. And at the end, when she came up to buy some more insoles and socks, back at her chair, somebody must have knocked over her stick because it went clatter. And she went, oh, what was that? I said, that was your stick falling over. She went, oh! I had no idea. She didn't realise. She just walked over to me, and it had never even occurred to her that she wasn't on her stick anymore.
Oh my gosh. You just reminded me. Listen to this. Oh, this was one of my very favorites. I was at the International Rotary Convention, was in Toronto in 2018, and I was invited to have a booth there to share Vox, and so I was there for the whole week. And this couple came, and she was in a mobility scooter. She had MS, and it was so crowded when she came to the booth. It just happened to be one of those times. It was so busy. But I saw her out of the corner of my eyes, and I said to her, can you please just wait for me for a minute? I'm like, please just let me help these people, but I really want to talk to you. She was like, okay. So we waited for the crowd to go, kind of thing, and she stayed, and I said, can you please let me just show you how this impacts your balance? Are you able to stand up at all? And she said, yeah, I can stand up. And I said, can I just show you how this changes your balance? And she was like, okay. And her husband was so A, skeptical, but B, protective. Like, you could just imagine, right? He's been her protector. So he was quite like bold, like he was irritated. And I said, okay, I don't need to touch her. You do it. So I showed him how to help her, like test her stability. And he was like, oh, okay. Definitely something's happening there. And she was like, I need this right now. So she bought socks, several pairs of socks, and she put them on right there in the booth, and she stood up and she started dancing around in my booth, like spinning it, like, look at me. And I'm like, oh my God. He's like still really like skeptical, but also you could see the emotion going on, right? And I'm just like, oh my gosh.
Conflict. Skeptical about something happening. How?
Yeah, but also like, oh, is she gonna fall? And like, is this a miracle? Like, what's going on? And I'm just like, just wear it, please, please, please keep wearing it. Anyways, so that was like day 2, say. So day 5 of the show was the last day. And he comes around the corner. Each day they had gone by and said something to me about how, or something to somebody at my booth about how it had helped her. But the last day he comes by himself. And he's like, I need to order more socks for her, and I need to order socks for me, and da-da-da. So I'm like, okay, great. And I'm thinking that she's coming along, right? I'm just thinking that she's just talking to some other vendor and she's coming down the row or whatever. So I keep looking, and I ring him in and everything. And he said, do you want to know where she is? And I said, yeah, I'm waiting for her. Where is she? And he starts bawling. And he says, she's walking the art gallery of Ontario. And I'm like, what? And he's like, her scooter's in the hotel room. She's walking. It's like a dream of hers. She's walking the art gallery. And I was like, how do you not share when you know that, like that? Stuff like that. How do you not tell people?
Oh, it's amazing. Absolutely amazing. So that's the kind of thing that everyone can look forward to. And of course, from the customers, obviously some of them will join you to share the
Yeah.
mission. So what advice do you have for new associates, aside from, watch all the training and, aside from the general admin, what do
Yeah.
you tell your new associates to do to get them started in the best way?
I asked them to remember how the technology has helped them or their loved ones. Sometimes the person themselves that joins the team has had no massive impact from the tech at all, really. Like, they wear it, but they don't notice anything. But they want to help people. So whatever reason they're here helping us, I ask them to remember that, and to remember that we are over 4 million people helped so far, and to not stop, because there's always going to be people that are skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, it's okay to be skeptical. I didn't believe it was going to work for me. To be truthful, I didn't think it was going to work for me. So we can understand skepticism, and we just offer people a solution. If they want to try it, amazing. If they don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
When they're ready, you'll be ready. But you just bless and release and help the next person, because you don't want to get caught up trying to convince somebody. You don't want to spend your time and energy trying to convince somebody that it's the right thing for them if they're saying to you, I'm not interested. You
Mm-hmm.
want to pay attention to that person that's like, what if? Spend your time and energy there, because you'll change their life, and the person that's skeptical may never come around.
Yeah.
But it's not your job to convince them.
Mm-hmm.
It's just your job to offer this opportunity for better quality of life to everybody you come into contact with, and be open to the fact that some people will be on board with that and some people won't. Don't let the people that won't bring you down. It's fine.
It's a total shocker. It must be it was for me that there would be people that are skeptical. Well, not skeptical, but that would actually dismiss it. Skepticism is natural for something so different, like the Wright brothers. That'll never fly. It's heavier.
Right.
Don't be silly. Never out off in jets and stuff like that. So so when you're telling your associates that the people will be skeptical and you're going to have to watch for that, it's some of them must be a wee bit kind of, nah, come on, it's something everyone's going to need. But yeah, have you got anything that you would consider your most common objection, or have we covered that already? Is there something more than what we've covered?
I don't think so. I think now my personal belief, we talk a lot about, my friend Kevin Duguay and I talk a lot about being bulletproof. And with VoxxLife. And what that means is, now my personal belief is so strong. I am so aware of how this helps people that people know that when they talk to me.
Yeah.
For the most part, right? Like, and they know that I am not offended if they don't believe me.
Yeah. Posture.
I'm really here to help people.
Mm-hmm.
And I will help people that want my help. Absolutely.
Yeah. And if they don't, they can walk on
And
by, but they will hear it from you
the
again.
other thing we have to be really open to is the fact that people will come back. They may not come back to you specifically, but they might come back to you specifically and tell you what a great product this is that they heard about from somebody else.
Yeah.
Right? And we have to remember too, Jay, the inventor, was told that he was crazy when he started this by many, many people in the healthcare industry. Many people who now call him.
And who are now working with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I've seen
And they
Mark
want his
DeBrinket's.
advice, and they want his opinions, and they want his knowledge and expertise.
Yeah.
They're the same people that said, you're crazy, buddy. This is not a thing.
Yeah.
So it's okay. You just have to know what you know, and don't be afraid to talk to people. I know I had one teammate one time, like he was so excited that the first 3 people that he had in mind, he was sure they were going to try, and he just came to me defeated because they were all like, no, I don't want to try that. No, I don't want to try that. And I said to him, did you decide to join this mission to help those 3 people? Because if you did, it's okay. You could be a customer. It's up to you. We need customers too. I said, or did you join this mission to try to create an organization and a business? Are you here to help people and to earn money? Or were you here just for those 3 people? Because if you were here for just those 3 people, great. You're one of my VIP customers now. I'm glad to have you. Sure. But if you want to do something with this, you got to let them know you'll be here when they're ready and keep going.
Yeah. That's good. Do you ever approach people that you see obviously struggling in public? Or did you used to before we were told we can't?
So when I first started this, talking to strangers, like in a booth, absolutely. But to go up to a stranger in the street and talk to them, like, not a chance. I was, was not right out of my comfort zone to do something like that. But again, once you know, it's like a torment. You're just like, I could help you. So when we got the patches, I did start to say to people, like, here's my card, have a look at this. But when we got the patches, I was like, well, it's a gift. Now I literally have it in the palm of my hand. I can literally give it to them. How can I not? So I do. Yeah, my husband's just here too, and he said it's like an obligation. Once you know, it's like a moral obligation to share what you know about it. And yeah, we stop people and say, look, I know this is crazy, but I found this. It helps me. It's helped over 4 million people. Could I give this gift to you? Would you allow me to put it on your arm? And I don't even, if I do it to a stranger in the street, I don't even ask them for their contact information, anything. I'm just like, here's my card. Please call us. We want to help you. Yeah.
Do you get many callbacks from that?
I would say not a lot. Not a lot, but I do get some.
Yeah.
And there's also the idea that they may not come back to me, but then they may hear about it again from someone else, maybe a friend of a friend, maybe their friend bought it, maybe, their nephew's selling it, or like it could come back around. I feel like it will come back around.
Yeah.
Because my intention is to help them. So I feel like that, yes, I'm confident that somewhere or other they're going to end up with the Vox products on, helping them when I do it. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. Listen, cognizant of time here. It's been very informative. Thank you very much for spending the time. It's given me a few ideas as well of where to find people once we're finally allowed to go out. Where to kind of pitch my tent, if we can find somewhere to be, and also that the part about the making sure that everybody's got the 3 products and just refusing, that this is, and I like the way you put it, because I've heard before about the whole suggest that they take 3, but I've never heard it put quite your way before, that it comes as a package. It's 3 or nothing, and if you want me to help you, you take the 3, and if you don't, come back when you are. I do like that. That's something that I'm going to be taking on board, and I hope everybody else does. So what I'd like to do just for the last few minutes is just hand it over to you, and any last words and contact details if you want people to reach out to you. Just over to you.
Sure, thanks. Yeah, I'm here to help. I mean, it's an incredible journey. I had no idea. If you had told me 3 years ago that I would be selling wearable neurotech to people, I wouldn't even know what that meant. Or even, I didn't even know I would be working in this arena of healthcare. But it's been the most rewarding part of my professional journey so far, for sure. And, I would say if you haven't, if you're listening to this and you haven't tried it, try it. Try it, try it, try it. Get at least 3 products, put it on and try it, because you will see. You'll tell us. Customers come back and tell me things that I haven't even heard of yet. So it's always worth it to give it a try. And people can reach me at socksforsurfy.com. Has all my contact information. I'm happy to help answer questions. I love empowering new associates too. So you're welcome to contact me with questions with that too.
socksforsurefeet.com.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for coming on and being my interesting person for tonight. And you certainly have lived up to that, and very much appreciated it.
Thank you so much.
Thanks very much. And everybody else, bye for now.
Cheers.